Apa khabar kepada para penduduk TG? Saya sangat gembira dapat berjumpa anda semua malam ini untuk menyambut Hari Kebangsaan kita. Saya harap anda telah mengikuti ucapan saya di rapat umum Hari Kebangsaan Ahad lalu. Dalam ucapan itu, saya telah menyentuh bagaimana kita berjaya keluar daripada COVID dengan baik. Bagaimanapun, sekarang kita perlu berdepan dengan cabaran-cabaran baru sebagai satu rakyat. Ekonomi kita melalui sedikit kelembapan, tetapi kita tidak terlalu terjejas. Kami tahu rakyat Singapura bimbang tentang kenaikan kos sara hidup. Pemerintah berazam untuk membantu anda menghadapinya. Kami telah memperkukuh pakej jaminan untuk membantu rakyat Singapura. Sepanjang tahun, hampir setiap bulan rakyat Singapura menerima bantuan berbagai-bagai bantuan seperti voucher CDC, rebat-rebat USAVE dan SNCC ataupun wang tunai. Kami sedang meninjau kemungkinan menambah sokongan ini supaya dapat memberi bantuan tambahan lagi pada tahun yang akan datang. Di peringkat kawasan undi, kami juga ada beberapa skim bantuan. Ini termasuk anugerah derma siswa dan yuran tuition bagi golongan pelajar kurang bernasib baik, voucher bagi warga emas yang memerlukan, serta bantuan makanan bagi keluarga-keluarga bergaji rendah. Ayuh kita terus bergotong royong untuk membantu satu sama lain demi membina kediaman yang lebih baik di TG dan di seluruh Singapura. Sekarang izinkan saya meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Mandarin dan Inggris. Terima kasih. 朋友们、居民们，大家晚上好！很高兴能够和大家在一起庆祝国庆。如今，在德义区里举办的大大小小各种活动已经全面恢复了，居民踊跃参加活动，互相交流，联络感情，干绑精神也更加浓厚了。在今年的国庆群众大会上，我就谈到了政府推出的各种补助，减轻人们应付通货膨胀以及生活费上涨的压力。因为受到国际局势的影响，我国的物价和能源的价格持续上涨，水电费和杂费也调高了。为了应付人口老化的开销，政府也不得不调高消费税。当然，如果什么都不涨，能够保持原来的水平，那是最理想的。不过，新加坡几乎每一样东西都是要进口的，所以我们不得不做这些调整，保障未来。我了解人们的担忧，因此政府通过定薪与援助配套，帮助大家减轻负担。几乎每个月都有不同的补贴，包括 CDC 购物券、USAVE 水电费和杂费回扣、现金补助等等。各种各样大大小小的都有。其实政府的补助不止已经制定了，并且能够的话，我们还增加了一点。因为去年政府在一些方面节约了开支，所以今年得到一些财政盈余，能够加强了一些援助措施，让人们再受惠。现在财政部正在研究，看接下来有没有办法再增加一点援助措施，帮助大家渡过难关。除了政府补助德义区，我们也有自己的补助计划，包括助学金以及过年时给需要的居民派发的红包，让大家都能够过个好年。所以我希望大家不要太担忧，因为政府会和国人携手同心，尽心尽力帮助国人应付生活费的压力。 除了生活费的问题，大家关注的另外一个问题，当然是我们人口的老化。而红毛桥德语区尤其明显，我们尤其关注，因为我们的老年乐龄居民%比特别高。如果年长人士能够经常运动，甚至能够出来跟邻居和朋友一起活动，联络感情，过着充实的生活，那就可以帮忙自己维持身心的健康。目前在德语区里，我们有5间活跃乐龄中心 （Active Activity Center）。红毛桥一道有3间，另外2间是在红毛桥10道。这是为了方便居民参与活动，保持活跃健康。我们的德语民众俱乐部和红毛桥联络所，以及居民联系网，就是居委会中心，也提供了各种适合乐龄人士的多姿多彩的活动，例如 Zumba 舞蹈、瑜伽、太极拳等等。唱歌也有，跳舞也有，运动也有，应有尽有。需要的只是大家前来参加，那就尽善尽美了。所以我鼓励年长居民积极参加这些活动。这些活动是为你们办的，希望你们会有积极的反应，这样能够帮助保持自己的健康。其实今晚等一下稍后就有一组乐队会上台表演，也是我们的乐龄人士组成的。这群哥和安迪志同道合，都喜爱音乐，年纪不小了，但是对音乐的热忱不输年轻人。等一下我们就有机会欣赏他们的表演了，所以期待他们带来的精彩歌曲，可能也应该是经典歌曲。除了替乐龄人士主办一些各种各样的活动之外，我们也正在改造邻里社区，以确保年长居民的安全，让大家方便走动。红毛桥市政现在正在翻新计划里呢，我们也有一样的考量。市政中心翻新之后，将会有更多有盖设施和休息点，也有无障碍的人行道、斜坡道等等，方便乐龄人士行动，不会绊到脚，不会跌倒，能够休息一下。所以希望大家出来乘凉、吃风，能够聊一聊，也能够稍微有一点运动。其实我们市中心的翻新是为了配合建筑局的再创我们的家园计划，改善我们的市政环境，让居民有更好的生活。除了在市中心之外，市政中心之外，政府也将尝试把这些对乐龄人士有益的设施，例如无障碍走道等等，综合起来，把一个小区改成乐龄安全区，叫做 Silver Zone， 让年长者更安全地在社区里走动。我们其中一个新的安全区，就会在红毛桥31街和32街。这个新的计划做好之后，我希望对所有的居民，尤其是乐龄人士有所帮助。政府着重照顾好我们的年长人士，不仅是为了回馈大家的对我国的贡献，也是为了照顾好你们的子子孙孙，让年轻一代可以好好的把握机会，展翅高飞，追求梦想，为家人、为国家再创辉煌。刚才大家看了关于李光耀先生100年冥诞的这个短片。李光耀先生是建国总理，没有他，我们不会有今天的新加坡。他一生讲了很多名言，有一句我尤其记得，他说：“ 领导新加坡，我们最重要的责任，不是对过去，也不是对今天，而是对新加坡的未来。这个是很重要的一句话。当然，我们会照顾眼前的问题，生活费啦，各种各样大大小小的困难啦，我们必须着手解决。当然，我们必须记得先辈们的贡献，照顾好年长一代的需求，让他们能够平平安安的、放心的安享晚年。但是我们最重要的责任是确保新加坡有一个光明的前途，我们的孩子、我们的孙子，他们有施展才华的机会，他们能够在我们的基础上更上一层楼，把新加坡建得更美好、更理想，让他们以后他们的子子孙孙也有机会把新加坡继续带向前去，乘风破浪，勇往直前，这样新加坡才有前途，这样我们才可以说我们尽了自己的责任。所以我希望大家会帮助我们从事这个建国的事业，这个是做不完的工作，可是我们一步一步来，一步一步向前走，明天总是会更好的。谢谢大家。先喝一口水。Good evening, residents and friends of Teck Ghee. Very happy to celebrate the National Day dinner together with you. Very happy we've resumed our programs after COVID. We've had large-scale programs like Chingay in the Heartlands a few months ago, and the National Day observance ceremony a few weeks ago. The Teck Ghee community spirit is strong. Last week at the National Day rally, I talked about how we would support you to cope with the cost of living and inflation. Globally, food prices are going up, energy prices have gone up, and in Singapore too, we import a lot of our food, we import nearly all of our energy. Our prices have had to go up. And you've seen it in the utility bills and the S&C charges. Costs go up in Singapore, it affects all of us, and especially it affects the older folks, no longer working, retired, living on your savings. Nobody wants these cost increases, but sometimes they can't be avoided. The government, that's why we have rolled out the assurance package last year to give assistance to our households. At the rally, I showed a calendar. You may have seen my calendar. Every month starts in April because April is the beginning of our financial year. April to April, every month there's some item there which is from the government. Either YouSave top-up or MediSave top-up or maybe a cash rebate or maybe a CDC voucher. The only month where we didn't have anything last year was November, and this year again November. Last year November because November was the World Cup and Tsai Ching-ye was very busy watching football. This year November because every month we had something, so November we took a break. But December, there was again a cash grant for households, and January, there was again CDC vouchers. So every month we have something, and 大大小小, more or less, I think it has helped people to cope with the cost of living. And as I said at the rally, residents have been asking me, can we top up just a little bit more, get a little bit more help? So you ask me, I ask who? So I asked the finance minister. Finance minister says he will think about it, and I hope that we will be able to do something a little bit more and ease your burden a little bit more so that we can all get through this together. And in Teck Ghee, of course, we have our own assistance schemes, like Hong Pao's at Chinese New Year, like education bursary awards, like vouchers, NTUC vouchers for needy families, to help residents see through and to make sure that we all are together and nobody is left behind. The other issue which I talked about at the rally, which is also on people's minds, and especially our own residents' minds, is our rapidly aging population. And Ang Mo Kio, in Teck Ghee, we pay a lot of attention to this because all of us, many of us, we are either Pioneer generation or Merdeka generation, or we will be getting the Majula package. I think probably more than half of us will be there. And what can we do about this? Well, there are many things we can do, but I talked about two things at the rally, and I think I'll just say a bit about them again. One is active aging, to keep fit, to keep well, to keep in touch with your friends, to be able to feel that there's something in life you want to do and some purpose to look forward to for tomorrow. We have in Teck Ghee 5 active aging centers which have many activities, and our CCs and our RNs also organize all sorts of activities and courses. They've got Zumba, you've got yoga, you've got Tai Chi Chuan, you've got all kinds of exercises. Sometimes I join in and I got to work very hard and sweat. But it's good fun and it's good, and I hope that all of you will come and join in and take part from time to time, if possible regularly. In fact, tonight we have a group of senior citizens performing. Later on, you will see a live band of seniors from our own community arts and cultural club. And this is what active aging is about: coming together, enjoying the activities with friends, putting up performances, and being appreciated and feeling there's something I want to do in life. So congratulations to the band in advance. Let's look forward to the music later on. Apart from active aging, I also talked about making HDB homes and precincts more elderly friendly. For example, we are updating our town center. In fact, the works are ongoing now. We are making it more attractive, more lively for residents and for shopkeepers. And at the same time, we are making it more barrier-free, with ramps, with rest points and shelters along the way, so that it's easier and safer for seniors to get around, and hopefully more seniors will be encouraged to come and visit the town center more often. We are also enhancing the silver zone at Street 32, which is in Teck Ghee, to make the streets safer for seniors. For example, we'll have road humps. We will make the roads narrower so that cars have to drive slower. We'll put safety markings so that the cars are warned. They know that this is a place with a lot of old people. They will slow down. And these projects will complement HDB's Remaking Our Heartland program and make the precincts more livable for all age groups. And it's not just for the old folks. We will look after the old people because we owe this generation, the PG, the MG, and the older ones, a lot for bringing us up, for bringing us here, for making Singapore what it is today. But at the same time, we owe a responsibility to the future to make sure that Singapore has a bright future, that our children and our grandchildren will be able to build on what we have done and make Singapore even better. You saw the video of Mr. Lee Kuan Yew just now to commemorate LKY 100. And without Mr. Lee and his team, we wouldn't be here today. But one of the things when we think of Mr. Lee is not just to remember him, but to also remember what he fought for, what he stood for, what he tried to achieve, and what we should continue to work towards in the next generation and the next generation. And he said many things which are quotable and which we remember. But one of the quotes from Mr. Lee is talking about the leadership of Singapore. He says, "My deepest responsibility is not to the present, and certainly not to the past, but to the future of Singapore." We look after the present. We have to see to the cost of living. We have to see to all the problems which people have. Make sure people have jobs and can look after their families. Children are in school and so on. We will take care of the senior citizens. They brought us here. We owe them a great debt of gratitude, and we want to make sure they're all right in their golden years. And we must remember where we came from, how we got here. But our most important responsibility is to the future, to make sure that Singapore can make progress, to make sure that our children are well prepared, to make sure our economy is strong and Singapore is well defended, and we can move forward with confidence and steadily. Whatever happens in the world, whether you have COVID, whether you have tensions between the great powers, whether there's war in Ukraine, we are steady, we are strong, we will step by step move forward and create a better future for ourselves. That's what we need to do as a nation. I think that's also what we need to do in Ang Mo Kio, in Teck Ghee, and that's what I have been trying to do, and I'm sure my successors will also be doing the same. So I hope you'll work with us towards this goal. Today we celebrate. Let's work together to make sure that in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, 50 years' time, our children can celebrate and can equally look forward to a brighter tomorrow and a better Singapore. So thank you very much. Wish you a very happy National Day, and Majulah Singapura. Thank you.